Hey Heather, how's it going today?
Good. How are you, Amin?
I'm awesome. I'm really excited about today's episode because we're going to be introducing our first season. So Heather, if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about what season one is going to be on this podcast.
Well, I'm really excited about season one because we're going to be talking about the fundamentals of branding. And I'm so passionate about branding and understanding and looking back to some of the roots of how it started, how we got to where we are today, and actually understanding the landscape of the kinds of brands that are alive and well in this world is really important. So that's where we're going to go today.
That's awesome. I love branding because I learned very early on that your logo is not your brand. And that's something that I always thought about. And that's always something that people would tell me is that, your logo defines everything else you do. I don't think that's true anymore. So Heather, would you mind telling us a little bit about what your idea of branding is, and then also how that ties into your business?
So my idea of branding really is that it comes as the spirit of your business, and that can sound a little bit woo-woo, but we all have a soul and a mood and a character to our business. And when we get to dive into branding, it's like we get to go into that playground, and we become storytellers as branders and as businesses who are focused on building a strong and solid brand. And the reason that that's so important is it ties directly into your sales, because human beings need to be able to differentiate between businesses and products, and they need to feel that a product or a service or a business is trustworthy. So we want people to know, like, and trust us, and that ties directly into our bottom line. So branding is so important because it is the thing that tells your story and tells the soul of your business so that people will buy from you. And we all know you can't run a business without sales. It's like the blood in the veins of the creature.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And that's actually why we decided that we're going to focus season one entirely on the fundamentals of branding. It's not going to be just talking about the visuals. It's not going to be talking about, like I said, your logo, but we're going to dive deep into how branding ties into your marketing, how it ties into your sales, as Heather just mentioned, and also how you can use it to your advantage to stand out. Because in the end, we want you to be remarkable. And it's something that we're really passionate about sharing our thoughts as how you can become remarkable through your brand.
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking about this not too long ago. It can get discouraging, especially in the middle of a global pandemic, wondering, why are we doing this? Why are we running these businesses? Why are we hustling so hard in the face of all kinds of restrictions? Things can start to feel daunting, but it's really exciting when you think about why you're building a brand or what's the point of your business. That brand can be your impetus to keep going and to remember why you got it in the first place, if you'll come into that playground with us.
That's perfect. And just minutes ago, before we started recording this, I was reading an article about Facebook, which is now called Meta, and how they changed their core values. It's actually really interesting that Mark Zuckerberg initially would always say that their core values was move fast and break things. And that was the way that they did things: move fast and break it, move fast and break it. And that's what they did. Now it's move fast, but focus on community, focus how we can make ourselves better, focus on how we can stand out and think into the future. So, that ties in perfectly with a bit of a wrap up for today's episode, where we're going to be sharing a lot of thoughts about the fundamentals of branding, which includes the evolution of how branding came about, the age of limbic brands, which I know Heather's really excited
So
about.
excited about. Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to be talking about how communities tie in to the whole idea of branding and how you can grow your community as a result of a strong brand.
Yeah, it's so exciting because branding is so connected to human nature, right from the way our brains work to the way that we do create communities around us. So we're so happy to have you here with us, and we hope that you are ready to play in our branding playground.
It's going to be awesome.
We hope to see you in the next episode.